Hello, everyone, and welcome to Race 8 of the 2024 CFRL Cup Series season. Tonight, we are at Richmond International Raceway for our second short track race of the year. I am Ryan Harp, or Darth Kylo, and I would like to thank you for joining me tonight, as it is just a one-man show once again. Well, beyond that, let's go ahead and take a look what's in store for us tonight. Like I said, we're at Richmond. It's our second short track race of the year, and it's definitely one of the more unique short tracks that we go to, as it's more like a miniature version of a miniature and overall better version of what Auto Club is being turned into. A 3/4 mile short track, a D-shaped oval, and a lot of guys say that it's a short track that kind of drives like a super speedway, where it's one of the fastest short tracks we go to, and there's definitely going to be some pack racing throughout a good chunk of the field tonight. So yeah, and with qualifying just wrapping up, let's take a look at starting lineup for tonight. On the pole, we have the 10 of Kamal Wright with a 20.762 that just barely missed out on the track record set by Sebastian Padilla with a 20.738. And starting alongside him is Jared Haw in the 88. Row 2, we have Bradley Domer Jr., who almost got the job done in Atlanta last week, and Michael Fox in the 42. Row 3, we have David Wessel and last week's winner and 2023 champ, Michael Whitman. Row 4, we have a pair of Fords with Tegan Jones and the Stewart Haas number 4, and Joshua Harris and the Penske number 12. Row 5, we have Kevin Hall and Ryan Parsons. Row 6, we have Sal Zavala and Matt Connors. Row 7, we have Anthony Peters and James Iaconelli. And I believe that should be it for the field. So we have a 14-car field tonight. So we're in for a pretty good time. Now, I would say the three keys to the race are, like last week, strategy is going to be the key. Because while it's not a very tire-hungry track as Atlanta last week, these guys are definitely going to try to make sure to look after their tires as well as their fuel. And I would say they would have to worry about their fuel more so than their tires here. And second is the setup. Now, of course, since it is a very unique short track, you do have to kind of perfect your setup in a way where the car is fast but also drivable. You don't want to set it up too loose, or else you're going to be spinning out in the corners, and you don't want to set it up too tight because you're just going to run up the hill every time you get into those corners. And the third, and probably the most important key to this race tonight, is pit entry. This is a very tough pit road to enter here, because you pretty much have to cut down onto the apron, like I would say 3/4 of the way down the backstretch, and you have to slow down just enough to that 35 mph threshold, and it comes on you like super fast, or else you'll end up getting caught with a speeding penalty or hitting the barrels. And if there is one guy that definitely knows about how tough the pit road entry is here, it is definitely the number 9 of Michael Whitman. Now, if you recall, in the fall race here, he was pretty much dominant that entire race. But then either the second to last or the last pit stop, he got 2 of his tires onto the apron and spun himself out. And while he was able to get himself back up to second, he was just never able to get around Tegan Jones to secure that win. And I'm sure that pit road mishap is definitely going to be on his mind. I'm sure he has that on his mind at pretty much every race we go to, but I am positive that he's definitely going to have flashbacks to that fall Richmond race here tonight because, well, we are at that same track. Now, another guy that I'm going to keep my eye on tonight is the number 88 of Jared Haw. He won the spring race here last year in a rather dominant fashion, and with him starting in second place, only 2/100ths of a second off of Kamal Wright's pole time, I think he's poised to go for a second Richmond win in the last 3 trips here. And of course, the third one that I'm keeping my eye on is definitely the 4 Tegan Jones. Not just because he won the fall race last season, but because, of course, it's Tegan Jones. He is always fast at every track we go to, and he's always a threat to win everywhere we go to. And even though he's starting 7th, don't let that starting position fool you, because he is definitely going to find a way to get up there and take the lead if he has the chance to. Now, I believe the lobby is just about to get into the race, and I will go ahead and join in. And Spencer Boyce, I know you're watching, and I did see your message in the chat, and I would like to say, hey, what's up? I hope you're having a great birthday tonight, and hopefully you'll enjoy the race that we have on tap. And of course, these guys are going to take hopefully a lap around here. Or it looks like, yeah, they are getting into their starting positions because the lobby looks to be good to roll on Mike's stream here. And yeah, it looks like we are going to go green this time by. The lobby looks good. No big issues. As they're coming off turn 4. Kamal Wright on pole. The spring winner, Jared Haw alongside. And Richmond is green. Yeah, Kamal Wright starting off pretty strong, 2 laps in. But he's got that number 88 of Jared Haw breathing down his neck. And those two have pretty much managed to break away from the rest of the field already. As we were taking a look at the number 48 of Bradley Domer Jr., who is running in 3rd place, as he leads the I would say that one big pack. There's a bit of a hornet's nest back there from about 7th or 8th on back. A little bit of side-by-side between Matt Connors and Ryan Parsons in the back. I believe this is the battle for 10th. And they're still side-by-side, and I believe Sal got a little bit of contact there. Meanwhile, it is still the 10 and the 88 at the top of the field. And now it looks like everybody's starting to spread out and run single file. Bit of a stark contrast to last week where everyone was running single file yet inches apart from one another. Now we come to Richmond and everybody's a little bit more spread out. And I say that, and the 88 is still trying to get to that back bumper of the 10. Of course, he won that spring race here last season in a rather dominant fashion. And of course, that was back when he was running with Stuart Haas in that 41, which of course David Wessel now pilots. And I'm sure that his first race at Richmond with Hendrick Motorsports, he wants to prove that he can run fast in a Chevrolet. And now it looks like the 48 has broken free from the rest of that pack. As we ride along here with last week's winner, Michael Whitman, as he got a little bit loose off of turn 2. And of course, Tegan Jones, as I said, he started 7th. And in the first 12 laps, he has already gained 3 spots. So as I said, he's fast and he will find a way to be a threat to win. And of course, Michael Whitman now running in 5th. And he had the dominant car here in the fall. But of course, a mistake entering pit road cost him that victory to, well, the guy right in front of him, Tegan Jones. And meanwhile, behind him, we got a battle for 6th between Kevin Hall and David Wessel. And Hall will take that spot. But Wessel wants it back, though. Almost tried that crossover, but it just ultimately did not work. Meanwhile, right at the front, it is still the 10 and the 88, 15 laps in. And of course, it is a 200 lap race tonight. So about 50% of the length of the actual races here at Richmond. I'm talking about the Real World Cup Series. And while everything's settled at the front of the field, we're going to take a look at this battle, this three-way battle, I should say, for 8th with Joshua Harris leading, and we're riding along with the 14 of Ryan Parsons. Oh, the 42 of Fox. We went up the hill just a bit. Oh, but Parsons got in the wall. He might have either got loose or was tight, and that caused him to go up the track. And now he's lost touch with the two guys he was battling with. And now that battle for 6th is resuming between the 41 and the 14. Or not the 14, the 37, my apologies. As David Wessel's trying to get 6th position back, and they are side by side going into 1. And they're still side by side, and Wessel clears them. Looks like Kevin Hall might have gotten into the wall there. But Hall still trying to get back around. And that's going to allow the 12 of Joshua Harris and the 42 of Michael Fox to make it a 4-way battle. It looks like Wessel's starting to pull away just a little bit. Yeah, but Hall was able to take it way deeper into the corners. That's causing them to gain a lot of that ground back. But Wessel taking a little bit of a higher line. And meanwhile, it looks like we got ourselves a little battle for fourth between the 4 of Tegan Jones and the 9 of Michael Whitman. Of course, the 2 big players at the end of the fall race last season, they are side by side for fourth, coming off of 4. And it's early, but they are not giving them an inch. And Whitman will clear them, at least for now. Yeah, Tegan Jones is able to get into turn 1 a little bit deeper. But Whitman has the better exit. And now Whitman's trying to go after his teammate in the 48, and I'm sure with the way Atlanta ended last week, Bradley's not going to make it easy for him. And if you watched the podcast episode on Monday, yeah, definitely Bradley had some choice words, I would say. As Bradley gets into the wall, and it gets way low down to the track. But he still hangs on to it. But now Whitman under attack from Jones again. He still holds on to that fourth spot. Meanwhile, the top 2, the 10 of Kamal Wright and the 88 of Jared Haw, have broken away from the field. But it looks like the Kamal Wright has broken away from Jared Haw. So does the 10 look like he has the car to beat? As of right now, he definitely has, but we're only 29 laps in now, and a lot can happen within the next 171 laps. And meanwhile, we now have a new battle for fifth. It's now a 4-way battle between Wessel, Hall, Harris, and Fox. Oh, Harris got a little loose off of 4. And that's going to allow Fox to take the high side. But will he be able to make it stick? Now Wessel and Hall are breaking away from this battle. And Harris holds on to that 7th spot. Yeah, but meanwhile, now we got a battle for third between 2 of the Hendrick guys of Bradley and Mike. Yeah, and Tegan Jones is looking at this battle and he's like, yeah, I want to be involved in this battle too. So it's a 3-way battle for third between the 48, the 9, and the 4. Of course, Bradley has not forgotten about Atlanta. And I think, like, he may take it easy on Mike at this point in the race, but if it's late in the run and, like, he's ahead, then, yeah, he probably won't take it easy. But as I say that, Whitman on the inside, trying to take third away. And he clears Bradley going into 1. So the 9 is now up to P3 as Bradley got loose off of 2, and that's going to allow Tegan Jones to take the high side. Oh, a little bit of contact there between the 48 and the 4. The 48 holds on to it for now. Tegan might have gotten into the wall there. Oh, now Bradley got into the wall a little bit, it looks like.
I used to be able to hold bottom on this track really well, now I can't.
Meanwhile, we have this battle going on between the 1 of Anthony Peters and the 43 of Matt Connors. I believe this is for 10th. Oh, Connors sent it in deep. Peters had 2 tires on the apron, and then that could definitely cause a spin out. But Connors might have gotten into him, and he lost his momentum. And it looks like Kevin Hall has won that battle with David Wessel, and he is now running in 5th, at least for now, as we see Tegan Jones taking 4th place from Bradley there. Like, he just ducked down low, and he took the hole through. So yeah, put Tegan Jones up in the 4th place now. Now the 88 of Jared Hall, who has lost touch with the 10 of Kamal Ridas. Now we're starting to get into lap traffic here, or at least the 10 is, as we see Sal Zavala ahead of him. And it looks like Sal is going to fall victim to being the first car a lap down. I believe that Peters Connors battle was actually for 11th.
I wish I had some of that. I'm so tight that coming off the corner it gets loose.
And of course I have Mike Stream up, and Bradley saying in the chat, it's tight. It's so tight that it's loose. Yeah, I definitely know that feeling, because I believe I actually did run that spring race here last season, and I can definitely attest to that. Sometimes the car is just so tight that it just gets loose coming off the corner, because it is a rather awkward transition from corner to straightaway, especially coming off of turn 2. That's definitely the danger spot for a lot of, it's going to be the danger spot for a lot of these guys tonight.
I'll have a second of laps, right?
The 10 has gotten around Sal Zavala to put him a lap down. And now we got Battle Brewing for 4th. Or 3rd, I should say. My apologies. We're looking at Tegan, who is running in 4th. Looking ahead at Women, who's running in 3rd, and it looked like the 88 got loose off of 4. That's probably going to be the other danger spot on this track for a lot of these guys. That transition off of 4 is Whitman got loose off of 2. He hangs on to it, but he takes that higher line off of 4, and that's going to allow Tegan to get his nose in there, but he just stays right behind him. And it looks like the 9 and the 4 are gaining on the 88 just that little bit. Sal gets up high to let the 88 through. Now the 9 and then the 4 are coming up on the 13. And Sal goes low and lets him by. And it looks like Sal's running a Halloween scheme in February or March. Yeah, a Halloween car in March. Who'd have thought? Yeah, but meanwhile, it looks like the 9 and the 4 have just about almost caught up to the 88, as I believe we're almost to the 25% mark of this race.
Oh, okay, Rob, sorry. I'm sliding too, like it's just sliding up and down.
Yep, we're looking at a battle for, I believe, 7th between Ryan Parsons and Kevin Hall. Oh, Kevin Hall dove it in too deep, and that's going to cause Ryan Parsons to break away from him. We got a little bit of a battle, side-by-side battle between the 12 and the 41. And it actually looks like the stage is over. So the 10 of Kamal Wright takes the stage win. As Sal Zavala, being the only car lap down, he gets his lap back. So it is the 10, the 88, the 9, the 4, the 48. Yeah, the 10, the 88, the 9, the 4, the 48, the top 5. The 41, the 12, the 14, the 37, and the 42, the top 10. And we shall see who has the first pit stall.
8, 14, 9, 37.
And it looks like it is actually the 24, James Iaconelli, who has the first pit stall.
That's a good pit stop considering the damage.
And it looks like, yeah, the 10 of Kamal Wright beats everyone off pit road, as they were 3 wide for 3rd coming off of pit road.
I don't know.
Between the 9, the 48, and the 4.
I don't know.
And the 9 of Michael Whitman gets the better of him. And we're just about to start the second stage, or the final stage, I should say. And again, there is about a couple second delay between what's going on track and Mike's screen. And it looks like we are going to go around one more time to make sure everyone gets in line. Well, it is a short track, so it would make sense to take an extra pace lap to make sure everyone is in their correct spots. Yeah, and the front row looks about the same as when we started the race initially. The 10 leading, the 88 second. And as I said, there is about a couple second delay between what's happening on track and Mike's screen. But I say we do a little crank it up.
You don't even get it. Are y'all starting in second or third? What the issue is? Oh, here comes the other 2 third here. Oh, we are third. I would have loved to know we were 3 wide. Jesus. I didn't lose anything, thankfully. What? Oh my God. What the hell?
I don't know if I got lagged into or not, dude, but I got freaking rear-ended.
That sound is flying. Yeah, it is. I tell you, I think the one you're kind of juked up. I was trying to.
Well, a rather interesting restart in the middle of the pack between the 14 of Ryan Parsons and a few of the other guys. I believe the 37 of Kevin Hall and the 42 of Fox were involved in a little 3-wide kerfuffle. And I believe the 42 was he got the worst end of it, as he's now running in 12th after restarting toward the front half of the field. Meanwhile, it is Hall and Wessel once again. This time it's a battle for 6, as Hall gets around Wessel Oh, Wessel into the wall. He gets way down low. Almost hits the inside wall. And now Harris is is trying to attack him. And the 43 and Matt Connors is following suit. And he just dived it way too deep in there as he makes contact with the 12. And now he's trying to make a move on the 41. Oh, a lot of contact between the 43 and the 41. And Harris is trying to take advantage of both of them. This is the battle for 8th, as Harris may have gotten a little loose off of turn 2. As Connors now gets underneath him. Meanwhile, we got a battle for 5th brewing between the 4 of Tegan Jones and the 37 of Kevin Hall. And now that everybody's got their adjustments in, they're gonna test the waters here to see how their cars handle, especially on the long run, because we had like absolutely no cautions for accidents so far. Especially compared to last week when we had like 2 or 3 incidents all involving guys slowing down to come to pit road. Yeah, it's looking like that 10 is definitely the car to beat. As he's now pulling away from that 88 once again. As Hendrick is running 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Oh, Whitman got onto that apron a little bit. And puts him up high. And he makes up a little bit of time diving it deep into turn 1, and he just hit the wall there coming off of 2. But it was a little bit more of a tap than an actual smack. And now we got a battle for 6th. As Kevin Hall is now under attack from the 14 of Ryan Parsons. But Hall holds on. But now Parsons making a dive move into the turn 3. Now he's underneath Hall. Side by side for 6th. Oh, almost a little bit of contact going into 3, and yeah, Parsons clears him. But here comes Hall trying to make that crossover work. Oh, Hall gets a little loose off of 2. But they are still side by side. And now Hall clears Parsons again. It looks like for now he's going to think better of trying to do a crossover as he gets into the wall. But now Michael Whitman has gotten around the 88 of Jared Hoff for 2nd. Could he have the race-winning car tonight? Yeah, but that 10 is still pulling away just that little bit. Yeah, but that 88's still on him, though. Yeah, and Hall might have dove it in a little too deep. Yeah, Whitman gained a little bit of time there coming off of 4. Of course, he gained a little bit of time on the 88. As he's trying to break away and trying to go after that 10. Well, meanwhile, we got this battle here between the 1 and the 43. The 1 of Anthony Peters, but it looks like the 43 is trying to make that high lane work. Oh, a little bit of contact between the 1 and the 43, but that's going to allow the 12 of Harris to try to make it 3 wide up the middle, but he thinks better of it. Connor's got into the wall. And they are still side by side. Yeah, but the 1 of Peters gets around. Yeah, and he holds on to that spot, which I believe it is for, I believe, 9th. Yeah, I believe that is for 9th place. Oh, Harris gets a little loose off of 2. Now he's under attack from the 42 as the 43 gets into the wall again. Yeah, Harris trying to diamond that corner, enter in a little bit high and exit on the low lane. And Harris just about on that back bumper. Looked like he had a run there. He stays right on behind him. Well, a hole opened up and he thought about trying to go through it, but he thought better of it. Meanwhile, now we have the battle for 6th between the 37 and that 14. Of course, the 37 of Kevin Hall was right on the back bumper of Tegan Jones at the start of this stint. But he has fallen back a little bit, but he is still he's still in the sights. In fact, it looks like he might be catching him a little bit going into the corners. But Tegan just gets that better exit. Meanwhile, there's still a battle for second between the 9 and the 88. And it looks like the 10 of Kamal Wright has actually gained quite a bit on the 9. So yeah, he definitely has the car to beat, but Of course, this is Kamal Wright, and he does have, issues trying to finish races, but, I mean, those issues are absolutely no fault of his own. But I'm sure that he is hoping and praying to the internet gods that the internet doesn't crap out on him, so that way he can not only finish this race, but also win it. Considering that, yeah, he has been the dominant car tonight, as I believe he has led every single lap so far, and we're about 89 or almost 90 laps in. He has about a 2.5 second gap over the 9 of Michael Whitman. Meanwhile, the 42 of Michael Fox has, I believe, drifted all the way back to 14th, which is last on track. So he was running in almost to the top 5, somewhere near the middle of the pack, but ever since the green flag dropped on this stint of the race, his car has just not been up to his liking. He has drifted all the way back to last, which is rather shocking for Fox, because he's usually running up front or almost up front pretty much every week. Now he's just hoping that some pit strategy and maybe a couple cautions can help him get back into this thing. As the 10 of Kamal Wright is just coming off of turn 4. And he's hoping that he doesn't get trapped a lap down. Meanwhile, we got a battle for 11th between the 12 of Joshua Harris and the 24 of James Iaconelli. As the 1 of Anthony Peters gets a little loose off of 2. And the 24 just drove it in deep. And now it looks like the 42 is taking 13th away from the 13 of Sal Zavala. As the 24 is right on Harris's back bumper. Jan Fox takes 13th away. Actually, this is a battle for 10th as Iaconelli gets a little loose off of 2. And because of that, Harris just pulled right on away. Now he's trying to get the 1 for 9th. Now the 13 of Sal Zavala has gotten back around the 42. He's probably thinking, hey, I don't want to finish last. But I wouldn't look now, as that 10 of Kamal Wright is almost starting to breathe down their necks as they both get loose off of 2. Both the 13 and the 42. Yes, the gap between Wright and the last place car of Fox is now less than a straightaway. As we have now officially passed the halfway mark. Lap 101, 100 laps to go, so yeah, we are past the halfway mark now. And looking at my screen, his tire light just came on, so we are just about closing in on the first round of green flag pit stops. And as I said at the start of the show, a lot of these guys, especially the 9 of Michael Whitman, is going to try to have a mistake-free pit entry, as the 43 of Matt Connors is the first car on pit road. And yep, there he is. Look, oh, Anthony Peters got into the grass. Oh, that was almost a caution there. It's a one-car incident. We stay green. I think he may have gotten loose to the point where he just got into the grass and just spun out from there and blocked half the track for pretty much everyone on track. But thankfully, it is a one-car incident. We stay green as the 9 of Whitman is now in the pits. With the 15.6 second stop, he was able to get onto pit road without making any mistakes. Oh, now the 14 of James Iaconelli and the 37 of Kevin Hall might have gotten into some trouble. Yeah, and Bradley phases through him, which means the 24 was ghosted on track. Yeah, it looked to be another one-car incident, so a no caution is out. Yeah, caution is out in the middle of green flag pit stops. And the 88 of Jared Haw is your new leader. So it looks like the 10 might have come down pit road. And he's now getting his lap back. In fact, a lot of the guys are getting their laps back. So the first on-track incident of the night, and it's during green flag pit stops. And yeah, that's definitely going to shake up the field now. And the 88 is coming in. And so is everyone else, as Whitman will take the wave around. And so will the 10 and the 13. So they might, yeah, Whitman's definitely taking the wave around. And will he come in? No, he won't. Looking at the 24 of James Iaconelli, who was involved in that incident with the 37 of Hall that brought out the first on-track incident caution of the night, as the 88 beats everyone off of pit road, and I believe the 14 of Ryan Parsons was the second one off. Yeah, and he was. And now it looks like the 48 of Bradley Domer Jr. making another stop, as well as the 41 of Wessel. And after all of that, it looks like the 10 of Kamal Wright has regained the lead. So, an interesting caution coming out during green flag pit stops. I did say that it was going to shake up the field, but from the looks of it, it might not have shaken them up too much. And it looks like we are going to go green here. And we are back underway at Richmond. And Kamal Wright got a rocket of a start. Well, he's like, I don't want to wait until a few laps into the stint to pull away from y'all. I want to do it now. Yeah, a bit of a hornet's nest back there with David Wessel leading that pack as Bradley gets on the inside of Parsons for third. And he takes over. Yeah, but that... Oh, 3 wide back there between the 9, the 12, and 37. A bit of contact. They're bouncing around all over there. I believe this is the battle for 7th. As Whitman takes advantage of both of them. Yeah, and of course Whitman running, he was running in second during that caution as Jared Hawes on the inside of Kamal Wright trying to take the lead. And Wright trying to make that high lane stick. As we got a battle for third between the 14 and the 48, and they're still side by side for the lead. Oh, Kamal Wright gets into the wall. And yeah, that'll allow the 88 to clear him for the lead. And that was the first time, I believe, that the 10 has been passed on track for the lead without the aid of pit stops. So now the 88's looking like he has the car to beat. And Wright's got to be thinking to himself, like, what just happened there? I was just leading the race. We got the 9 of Michael Whitman, who was in second when pit stop started. And now he's trying to work his way back up there from 7th. As Bradley, who was running in 3rd earlier, has now got shuffled back to 6th. And Bradley's trying to make a move on Wessel. Oh, Whitman's got a hole. Trying to occupy it. He dives into turn 1. And he clears him, but will Bradley try the crossover? Whitman hits the wall. Bradley also hits the wall. And that's going to allow the 37 to take advantage of both of them. A contact between the 9 and the 37. The 9 goes up way up high, and Bradley gets around him. Well, that was a pretty wild exchange there. And looking up further ahead, we got the 4 of Tegan Jones trying to make the move on his teammate of Brian Parsons for 3rd. And he was right on the back bumper earlier, but he may have lost his momentum just that little bit. Yeah, and he too is trying to do that diamond where he enters low, high in the middle, low off. Yeah, and Parsons trying a little bit of a higher line. Yeah, but it looks like Tegan got the better exit off. Meanwhile, back out front, it looks like the 10 is starting to come alive a little bit here. He's like, he wants that lead back. He's like, hey, I've been dominating the entire race tonight. I was shuffled out of the top spot, and now I want it back. Yeah, he's trying to get up there. He is getting close though. And the 88 just running a little bit of a higher line. Trying to get that better exit off. And the 10 just dove it into turn 1 there. Trying to gain just that little bit of time back. And he did it again coming into 3. Now Tegan Jones has gotten around Parsons for 3rd. Now Hall's getting around David Wessel for 5th. Oh, the 88 got onto the apron just a little bit and put 2 of his tires down there. That's a danger zone, or one of the danger zones here, because there's plenty of them. The exit of 2, the exit of 4. Pretty much that transition between the racing surface and the apron, as the 10 of Wright, he's now pretty much right there. Right on the back bumper of the 88, trying to get a run. Yeah, he's taking a higher entry to get a lower middle and a lower off. And trying to get that run off the corners. Right on the back bumper. He's looking. He's on the inside. Side by side with the 88. Jared Hall will not be denied, but Wright has cleared the 88 to take the lead once again. Yeah, it took him a little bit, but his car's really starting to come to him now. And back into that dominant form that he showed earlier in the race. Now he's starting to pull away again. Yeah, he definitely is pulling away from the 88 now. Meanwhile, we have this battle between the 42, the 43, and the 13, and the 1. I believe, again, this is for last here. As the 42 on the inside of Matt Connors. Now he's trying to make the move on Zavala. Oh, he gets onto that apron. The 13 might have gotten loose there off of 4. Oh, the 4-2's got to run up high, but Sal throws the block. Actually, that was a battle for 11th, as James Iaconelli is the one running all the way back in last. Yeah, the 10 is really starting to pull away from Jarrett now, as the 88 is now starting to be under attack from the 4, Tegan Jones. And Kevin Hall running in 5th, having a pretty good night so far after after starting in 9th, so a little bit towards the back, but also toward the middle of the pack, like middle of the back of the pack, having a pretty good night. Meanwhile, the 9 of Michael Whitman, who was also running up front, he's still trying to get back up there. He's still running in 7th. He's working on the 41 of Wessel. Oh, he may have a run on him here. And there we go. Michael Whitman is now up to 6th. Yeah, but Wessel wants to try and take 6 back. And Wessel's trying to get a run up high. Yeah, but Whitman shuts the door. Meanwhile, we got Bradley running in 8th. And he had a decent run going, but that restart after the caution basically shuffled him back to where he is now. Yeah, here we go. Here's that battle for second between the 88 of Jared Hall and the 4 of Tegan Jones. He's right on that back bumper now. Oh, he gets into the wall a little bit. Yeah, the 88 got a lower exit. Yeah, the 4 is pretty much there. Yeah, Haw takes a little bit of a higher line. And the 88 still keeping them honest. Yeah, but the 4 is right on the back bumper now. He may have gotten a run off of 4. They're side by side for second. And Jones clears Jared Haw, but he tried to make that crossover work. Yeah, but Teagan takes over second. Now he's going to try to go after his teammate. That being the 10 of Kamal Wright, who's just about half a straightaway away from lapping James Iaconelli. Yeah, we are now past. We are actually quite a bit past the 75% mark of this race, as we have. They're coming to 43 laps to go now. I believe they are on 43 laps to go now. Oh, as we see Michael Whitman, the first car on pit road. I believe this may be the start of green flag pit stops. Yeah, but he's exiting pit road now. I believe since they are able to make it to the end. Yeah, and at this point, you can pretty much make it to the end now, because I believe the pit window is roughly 50 some odd laps. Yeah, and Tegan Jones is now starting to reel in that 10. As we have 40 laps to go now. Yeah, Kamal Wright, who's had the dominant car here tonight. He lost the lead on that caution during that cycle of green flag pit stops. He was able to take the lead back and muscle his way back around the 88 Jared Haw. But now it looks like his teammate and team owner of Tegan Jones, like he might have something to say as Kamal Wright's coming down the pit road as he gets into the inside wall coming in. Hopefully he didn't get too much damage from that, as it might cost him the race, as we got a car on the apron in turn 1 as Joshua Harris is coming off of pit road, and then it's the 24 James Iaconelli. Yeah, the 13 of Sal Zabala's in. And with Wright coming on the pit road, that hands the lead over to Tegan Jones, as we now see the 14 and the 48 coming in for their final stops. Now the question is, when will Tegan make his final stop? And he's still out there. And yep, he is coming in now. And it looked like he might have tried a different line coming in instead of going down onto the apron, going into 3. That may have helped. But now we shall see where he ends up. I believe the 10 might cycle back out into the lead, depending on his stop. Yeah, Tegan Jones is now coming out. Yeah, and Wright gets around him. But like what happened last week between the 48 and the 9, the 4 has the fresher tires, and he'll be able to take advantage of it. And during that exchange, the 88 of Jared Haw took the lead. And now he's on pit road for his final stop. Yeah, there's the 10 and the 4. Yeah, he may have the fresher tires, but those two are just too far ahead. But, yeah, this is looking like the makings of a repeat from last week. Last week, it was the Hendrick teammates of Bradley and Mike. This week, it's the Stewart-Haas teammates of Kamal and Tegan. Yeah, and Kamal Wright has retaken the lead. Oh, the 24 gets out of the way. Like, he doesn't want to get involved in this fight. As we're coming to 26 laps to go, the battle on track is for the lead between the 10 of Kamal Wright and the 4 of Tegan Jones. Now they're going to have to navigate through lap traffic, as I believe, yeah, the next car up ahead is the 13 of Sal. And there's a little bit of a ways away between them and the 1 of Anthony Peters. But Tegan's looking on the inside here. And Wright shuts the door, trying to hang on to that top spot. We have 24 laps to go. And Sal gets out of the way. And Tegan right on that back bumper of the 10. We have 24 to go. Or is that 22 to, yeah, 22 to go, actually. The 43 of Matt Connors comes off of pit road, and he gets out of the way of this battle. $21 to go now. It's the 13 of Sal in the wall, and the 24 gets into him. But it looks like we stay green. And the third car has joined this battle for the lead, and it is the 42 of Michael Fox. He's trying to unlap himself. We're coming to 19 laps to go. Tegan trying every which way to take the lead from his teammate. But the 10 has had an answer every single time. $18 to go. Since this is a 3/4 mile short track, 18 laps is going to go by really quick. But if you're the 10 of Kamal Wright leading this pack with your teammate and team owner Tegan Jones right behind you, like 18 laps or 17 laps now is going to feel like an eternity. Yeah, but it looks like Wright has actually gained on Tegan a little bit. But of course, Tegan could also might be saving his tires for later in the run, like right when he really needs it. $15 laps to go. Yeah, and Wright has now gained on Tegan even more. And again, Tegan could just be saving his tires for later in the run, so that way he can have the speed when he needs it. Either that, or his car is now starting to fall off. Even though he had the fresher tires, so 1 or 2 lap fresher tires compared to Kamal Wright. Could also just be that 10 is just that much faster. $11 laps to go as they come to the line. And it's the 10 of Kamal Wright still out in front. But they're catching up to the 1 of Anthony Peters. $10 to go. And we are now in single digits. 9 laps to go now. And what Kamal is hoping for now is that he gets to 5 laps to go, no more cautions, and that'll be the race, pretty much. 8 to go, and it looks like Tegan might have closed up on Kamal just a little bit. Yeah, but Tegan takes a higher line, and that's going to slow him down a bit. But now Kamal takes a bit of a higher line. 7 to go. Oh, Anthony Peters, he got loose coming off of 2. And how will he play into this? 6 laps to go. And Kamal Wright is driving the race of his life. Trying to hold off the titan of the CFRL and Tegan Jones as we hit 5 laps to go. No more cautions. If Tegan has anything for that 10 of Kamal, he has to show it now, and it looks like he might have gained a little bit. 4 to go. Yeah, he's starting to close up on the 10. Yeah, but the 1 is still right in front of him. 3 to go. Oh, Kamal takes a hard line. He's in the wall. He's out. He has lagged out. Oh, no. With 4 laps to go, Kamal Wright has lagged out. Wow, 2 laps to go. What absolute heartbreak for the most dominant car tonight, the 10 of Kamal Wright. He was 3 laps away from an epic win over Tegan Jones, but the floodgates opened up as the white flag is out. Tegan Jones has taken over the top spot. Wow, what an absolute tragedy with 3 to go as we come out of turn 4 and the most dominant driver this season gets win number 5. Tegan Jones wins at Richmond. Wow, I am absolutely flabbergasted at what has transpired here. Kamal Wright, the most dominant car in this field, has lagged out with 3 laps to go, and it was Tegan Jones that takes advantage of the misfortune and gets his 5th win of the 2024 season. And David Wessel with the fastest lap of a 20.8. But, wow. What if last week's finish was epic for it being a tightly contested battle between 2 teammates right at the end? Tonight's finish was epic for pretty much the exact opposite reason. As we are going to go ahead and get our race winner, Tegan Jones, in here for a post-race interview. All right. I've invited him into the party. Let's get him in here. And honestly, I am just as speechless as a lot of you guys out there right now with, oh man. And honestly, I don't even know what to say about that finish there. Yep, and there he is, Tegan Jones. Like, well, I'm just as speechless as probably you are with that finish involving your teammate and lagging out at probably the worst time of all time. So, like, you won, but I'm sure that it doesn't really quite sit well with you.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a win that I backed myself into and a win that I do not want ever. I don't think I've never wanted to win. So this is the first for me. Like he was pulling away there at the end. I made an adjustment, but I actually misadjusted. I didn't go all the way. So I was gonna race him clean if I had the shot. And there, like before he lagged, I looked like I was catching him a little bit, but I still think he was gonna have it because he was not making mistakes. He wasn't getting loose or nothing. So yeah, it just sucks. I did not like I was wanting to finish second anyway. He's been needing a win. He's been knocking for it for the last, all season last year. He's had lag issues, and this year we've kind of worked on it with his hotspot and stuff because it's better. And apparently his hotspot just didn't last long enough. So yeah, it sucks. It really does. It sucks as a team owner. It sucks as a teammate. It sucks as a competitor to win that way against somebody that you're rooting for. So if it had been anybody else, I mean, even if it had been Ron and maybe Wessel, I would have been all right. I'll take it. But I don't know. It's just Kamal is just he's deserving of one. He's owed one out of this game. Period. So it does not feel good to win that way for sure.
Yeah, and you started toward the middle or back of the pack, so you already had like a task ahead of you in regards to that. So like, take us through like what was your strategy trying to work your way up to the front.
Well, it's just about like keeping the right sides on there long enough for each segment. Um, all week I've been practicing and it's been getting loose on the long run, and finally tonight I kind of figured it would go this way. I finally just started plowing. So that's kind of a good thing at Richmond, and it kind of ain't because it about cost me a win here last year. So um, yeah, my strategy was, we only had one green flag pit stop. We had a caution interrupt one that kind of put Mike behind. That didn't happen. Mike would have probably been like good to win. To be honest, he probably would have been in the position. He was just good on the long run as well. I don't think nobody could touch the 10 short run or long run. Um, yeah, it's just getting through the traffic, without pissing anybody off. Um, and I was hoping to make like late pit calls to kind of have the fresher tires on the end of the run compared to others. We just never got that opportunity. And I was kind of hoping they would help me with against Kamal. He's so good on the long run on tonight that he was pulling away with me, even with me having like 3 or 4 lap or fresher tires. So it's just you have comers and goers. I kind of noticed throughout the night during our long green flag runs that this field kind of got split up in the middle. You kind of had like, I don't know, 7 kind of break away in their own little world. And then the other 7 was kind of back there in a dogfight, trying to keep off each other and shit. So it's just staying away from shit like that to put yourself in a good shape. I got the jump on JB on the pit there. Him staying out, a couple laps later kind of really brought it down to just me and the 10 car where I could, just worry about, racing him and nobody behind me and Matt was kind enough to let us go when he probably had fresher tires, and Fox was really kind to not get up there and try to pass us either. So kudos to those two as well for kind of letting the leaders have at it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got your fifth win of the season, and I know it doesn't really feel good, but I mean, you won pretty much over half the races so far this season, and again, as I said, it's this one in particular. Obviously, it doesn't feel good, but like, how does it feel going into the rest of the regular season, knowing that you pretty much have by far and away the most wins out of anybody?
I just got to keep it that way. I got to gain the points that I lost last week to Mike for the regular season championship because it seems like this year it may actually matter to kind of coast your way through the playoffs and to the Final Four. So, um, yeah, I feel like I got to watch Mike. Mike's my rear view mirror. Every time I look up, it's his four eyes looking back at my four eyes. So I'm gonna get a text, but it's a compliment on his part. So I got to keep doing. I really didn't think I was going to be contention tonight, just for the fact that during some of these runs, like I was running fourth or fifth, and like it felt like everybody else's car got better on the short run, but mine stayed good on the long run. So I guess I had that going for me. So go long run speed. So that's I guess what I got to concentrate on this season.
Yeah, a pretty good rebound for you after a rough finish at Atlanta. Coming into Richmond, getting yourself a win. Obviously, not the way you wanted to, but a win is a win. And I would say, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for broadcasting by yourself again. I am trying to find you somebody. It's just I did post on the Facebook group. I had 2 hits. One definitely was not a good candidate because he looked like he was 8. And the other one never did reply to me. So I'm still trying to find you somebody.
Yeah, well, yeah, I thank you for trying.
Thanks for you for broadcasting. So we'll back out. Are you planning on interviewing the 10?
I don't think so, because I'm.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because his voice ain't shared. If you were, I was going to get him on
Yeah, well,
through my party, but it's fine.
well, actually, thanks for telling me about that. Because if I brought him in here and I was interviewing him, like that would be like a kind of an awkward conversation, both
Yeah,
that I
we
can
wouldn't
hear
hear
and that nobody
it.
can hear.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we're trying to figure that out on him and Bradley. So, but thanks for doing what you're doing. So keep it up.
all right, thanks. And I'm gonna go ahead and try to get the 88 of Jared Hahn here, who got second place, pretty much by default. Now, of course, like last week, he did get offline before I was able to get an interview with him, and there he is, Jared Haw. You had the second best car all night behind the 10, but you still finished second, but it was not the way that you would want to finish second. So take us through the last few laps, especially with the misfortune for Kamal Wright.
Yeah, I feel really, really bad for him. That was his race to lose, and unfortunately, his hotspot decided to die on him, which I feel so bad because week in, week out, he's one of our fastest guys, and his internet just cannot hold on for him, and it's really, really unfortunate because it's really interrupted some really good finishes that I feel that could have been all-time classics for our league, and just very, very sad to see that that is what is causing a lot of his issues. But yeah, overall, it was a good race. He was lights out. I have no idea how he was so fast. I could match him lap time wise pretty much up until about 30 to 25 to go. on fuel, and then it's just he pulled away. I really wasn't getting super loose. Just I guess he was able to stay in the throttle longer than I was and get back into it earlier than I was. But it's still a good race. Just wish I could have had some more speed there. And then that final run, I was plowing tight and just could not get off the corner without having an issue. But either way, congrats to Tegan. I know he didn't really want to win under that circumstance, but congrats to him, and feel really bad for Kamal.
Yeah, was there anything you could have done on the long run to sort of match Kamal step for step?
Well, I tried to tighten it up a little bit more in the short run to compensate for the long run, but just when it was finally coming back to me, it was just too little too late. And then when I'd finally get some good momentum going, I'd either get loose or I'd hit the apron, and then I just lost all my rhythm. So it just, cards weren't falling quite my way tonight, but hopefully we'll go on to next week and be able to uh, run it one of probably my worst mile and a half, if not my worst track in this entire game. Have not ran there in 2 years. Hopefully, we'll be able to have some good luck go our way and get a good finish out of next week.
Yeah, and what is your plan going into next week, considering that it is, like you said, one of your worst tracks that you haven't been on in 2 years?
Practice a lot because uh, my first year in this league, I don't even remember if I finished this race. I think I finished maybe 13th, maybe 15 seconds back, if not more. I just thought I was good in practice, got in the race, and I just didn't do anything. And then I was at an actual race last year, so I didn't get to run this race, which I was not upset about at all. And so I'm just gonna have to work at it, and hopefully, maybe with some help from my teammates who seem to be much better at mile and a half than I am, maybe they'll be able to help me out, and maybe I'll be able to hopefully get a top 5 or a top 10 out of this race. I'm giving low expectations. Top 10, I'll be happy, but top 5 would be nice.
Yeah, top 5 would definitely be nice, and you do have a little bit of momentum on your side going into next week, and so yeah, thanks for joining me tonight on congratulations on your runner-up finish, even though it's not the way you would want to finish runner-up, and we'll see you next week in Chicagoland.
Alrighty, thank you, and thank you for broadcasting.
Yeah, no problem. And so now I will go ahead and bring in the third place finisher, and that would be Mr. Kevin Hall. Yeah, he was running in the top 5 pretty much the entire race after starting like mid-pack to rear the field. If I can find his car, there it is. And I will go ahead and bring him in here. Yeah, like I said, he had and there he is, Kevin Hall. You had overall a really good night, and that ended up with you finishing in third place after starting like mid to rear the field. How did it feel from your view, trying to work your way up to the front?
Well, selfishly, it felt great. But there's not anybody that you can interview. I don't care if the dude finished 13th, 12th, 14th, whoever finished last, that would not say that they need to protest this race to allow Kamal Wright the win because he had it in the bags. There's nobody that doesn't feel bad that happened to him. Tegan said it best. He has been well deserving of a win, has been long overdue for a win, and it just seems like he has that Dale Earnhardt luck of trying to find a win at the Daytona 500, and it's until it finally happens, but it just didn't end up being tonight. But as far as finishing third, man, should have finished fourth, but what a heck of a run, man! I didn't put no practice into Richmond whatsoever. Qualified ninth. Didn't think I had a car that was top five able until we made a couple of adjustments, and it just kept making the car get better for the long runs and was holding up speed so well. But yeah, I mean, shucks. I don't know what else to say. I'm actually pretty stoked to finally get a top five here after an abysmal start to the season.
Yeah, and you do have a bit of momentum on your side heading into Chicagoland next week. How do you plan to keep your momentum up there, considering that we're going from a 3/4 mile short track to a mile and a half?
Well, double the length of the tracks for sure is going to help my confidence because Chicagoland is actually one of my best tracks. Won there many times on this game in different leagues. I have a very good long run setup car, and I believe that we're going to have long runs over at that track. But as you know, Chicagoland more or less is a one groove track. But if you get caught up in the high lane, you are able to hold your position there pretty well, depending on how you got your car set up. So yeah, definitely looking forward to bring this momentum to Chicagoland and get another top five out of there, if not a win.
Yeah, and hopefully you will get that win. And yeah, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next week at Chicagoland.
All right, Brian, thank you so much for commentating and live broadcast and everything, man. I know it's tough doing it by yourself, but heck of a job, man. We really appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that, man. All right, let's go ahead and get our fourth place finisher. That would be Mr. Michael Whitman, who was pretty much up front at the first stage of the race. Got shuffled back to mid pack after that first cycle of pit stops that ended under caution. But and that ultimately ended up resulting in a top five for him. Let's go ahead and bring him in. And there he is. Michael Whitman, you were up front pretty much the whole race. That second stint after the caution shortened green flag cycle of pit stops sort of forced you into the middle of the pack. How did it feel trying to work your way back up there?
Not fun. After I was running second, I think I was pretty solidly there. I had a good gap ahead of JB. Kamal was gone. Feel for him big time. He was really, really good. But just people couldn't hold on to their cars and couldn't avoid other people that weren't holding on to their cars. No digs at anybody there. It happens. It was just unfortunate for me when it happened, which made me get the waiver rounds. Then I was on older tires. And in this league, like 2-lap older tires, 3-lap older tires makes a pretty big difference. Plus, I had damage from the restart after the stage. I got into the back of Kamal, and that gave me 2% aero. So that wasn't necessarily fun to have with the worn tires compared to everybody else. And then I pounded the wall on that run and got a couple more percent aero. So, I mean, for it to be a bad day and still finish, where was I, fourth?
Yeah, you finished fourth.
For it to be a bad day and still finish fourth, I guess I can take solace in that being solid. Definitely not what I wanted because I feel like I don't know if Kamal lost a step there in that last run before his unfortunate lag out happened, but I feel like I could have been up there with him and the 4 there, and the 88 was really good too. So really unfortunate what happened. It seemed like I was the guy that got hurt the most by that whole yellow flag deal, and what are you gonna do? I guess it happens.
Yeah, next week we're going to Chicagoland. Like, what's your plan? Trying to set up a car for a mile and a half track after we just raced at a 3/4 mile track.
Definitely different. Just well, it's not all that different. It's really just getting it to the bottom as effectively as possible without hitting the apron. So they're actually more similar than you might think. You gotta drive them a lot differently, but the goal is the same, I guess. Um, it's a good track for me usually. Um, ran well there the last two times I think we've run it. Won it in midweek last year, so mile and a halfs are where I feel the strongest. So I expect to run top three, top five-ish, and hopefully we can do that.
Yeah, and when I had Tegan in here, he said that you were basically in his rearview mirror trying to keep ahead of him in points. And like, what's it going to take for you to, I would say, get around Tegan to try to reclaim the regular season championship?
A lot. He executes really well. Um, week in, week out, no matter what, he's always in the conversation. So that's where you need to be if you want to compete with him. You need to be in that winning top three conversation every week. I think I only lost, well, he won. I was expecting him to finish second there, so I'll probably be 5, 6 points back. That's not terrible, but Chicago's a historically very good track for him, so I expect him to probably win that one. Um, but if I can go out there and run top three every week and have a shot at the win, then that's all I'll be happy about.
Well, we can't see. We can't wait to see what happens between the. I would say the never-ending rivalry between you and Tegan Jones. And yeah, thanks for joining me tonight. And we'll see you next week at Chicagoland.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's very friendly though, me and him. All friendly, but we're definitely very competitive with each other.
Yeah,
Thank you, Kylo, for doing this. I will see you around.
of course. And I think we will get in one more interview, and that is with the fifth place finisher of Ryan Parsons. And there he is, Ryan Parsons. I would say you had a pretty decent night tonight, and you ended up with a top five as a result. Like, talk us through what the race looked like from your perspective.
Um, for me, it was just hoping for the long runs to come around. My car was just not a very good short run car at all, and if if there were more cautions, I would have been screwed because my car did not have speed on the short run.
Yeah, and I bet since you were a Stuart Haas car, I bet you felt for what happened with your teammate less than 3 laps to go.
Yeah, he was the class of the field. I feel extremely bad. He should have won. That was his race to win, and sadly, that didn't happen. He was so fast, and I feel extremely bad for him. And I hope that win comes soon, because man, he deserves one.
Yeah, I agree. He definitely deserves to get himself one. But well, let's look ahead a little bit to next week. We're at Chicagoland. It's a mile and a half coming from a 3/4 mile short track. What would you say the transition from two radically different track types will be?
Just getting practice is key, I would say. Going to Chicagoland, I'm absolutely ready for Chicagoland. It's one of my favorite tracks in this game, and I hope to God that I can have the same speed that I've had for a good amount of years there. I love that track. It's probably my best track, maybe besides Charlotte. So I'm hoping that I can have a really, really good car out of the gate there.
And yeah, what's it going to take for you to get a very good result at Chicagoland?
Be faster than the main three, and be faster than Kamal, because he is extremely fast there as well. So that's the key. I have to be faster than them. If I'm not, I have no shot. And if I'm close, there's maybe a slight chance. And if I have more speed, there's nothing that I'm hoping that I can just hold on from there.
Well, I mean, you did have a very decent result here tonight, and bet you're looking forward to next week. And, well, of course, thanks for joining me here. We'll see you next week at Chicagoland, and happy birthday, by the way.
The joke's come to me now, hasn't it? But thank you for having me.
All right, no problem.
Thank you.
And all right, and with that, I will believe that will conclude stream here tonight. So I would definitely say that my final thoughts on this race, especially the finish, is that, well, I would say I have no final thoughts because I am just as absolutely shocked at the absolute tragedy that is Kamal Wright's hotspot dying on him with less than 3 laps to go after being the car to beat the entire night. But in the end, it was Tegan Jones that took the win, getting his 5th win of the season, and pretty much once again establishing his dominance in the CFRL Cup Series. And yeah, I, for one, definitely feel bad for Kamal there. Because, yeah, and I agree with everybody when I say, yeah, he deserved that one. He should have won that one. And I believe, and I said earlier that he was hoping and praying to the internet gods that he finishes the race and gets that win, but apparently the announcer's jinx has come to the CFRL, and I have no idea if a similar result will happen next week. I hope it doesn't, but we'll see there. And with that, I would like to thank you all for joining us here tonight. A rather crazy end to tonight's race here at Richmond. And of course, next week we will be at Chicagoland, which sadly is not on the real life schedule anymore. But of course, the beauty with games like this is that we can run Chicagoland pretty much forever. And heading over to the midweek side, we are the midweek guys, myself included, are coming back from their off week, and we're going to be racing the trucks at Phoenix, and that should definitely be a fun race for everyone, probably except for me, because I am not good at Phoenix in any series that we run in. But yeah, that'll be fun. So hopefully you can catch that stream on Wednesday, and don't forget to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next Sunday at Chicagoland. So have a good night, everyone.